I am currently sitting on my floor preparing to make the most gorgeous, revolutionary vision board that a vision board has ever gosh dang been. Last year I decided to create a vision board because I was feeling a little directionless with school and life and where I wanted to be. I thought it would give me a good opportunity to put to paper some of my aspirations that had just been floating around my head. I love using magazines to find images of words that reflect some of my goals because it helps me gain a different perspective. For example, this year I found the phrase "sweet girl" in one of the magazines I was looking through, and I thought to myself, like, what the hell does that even mean? And in the process of thinking about it, I realized how those words could relate to my own life and maybe some of the goals I have for myself. And so I decided to put it on my board. Oh my god. I'm not really sure what the whole history behind New Year, New Me and all of this, January 1st comes around and all of a sudden you're setting new goals and expectations for yourself for the new year. I don't really know where that came from, but to be honest, I'm really not a huge fan of it. Don't get me wrong, I think it is really important to set goals and aspirations for yourselves and to have some kind of ambition for your future, whether it's 5 years down the line or 5 days. But I think sometimes this culture of bettering yourself to become the best you can be toxic. And to be fair, I'm kind of a hypocrite myself because in the process of saying this right now, I'm also partaking in this whole idea of setting goals for myself for the new year. But this year I especially kind of wanted to be mindful of what I want to achieve and recognize that if I don't achieve that, that doesn't mean I've failed, or it doesn't mean that my 2023 wasn't a good year. Forming new habits is really hard, and it takes more than just saying, okay, I'm gonna do this. To form a new habit, you have to consciously every day get out of bed and do that thing. And it takes emotional and physical energy, and it can be really hard to keep up with. And that's not to say that forming a new habit is impossible, because obviously that's not true. But I think it's important to give yourself grace. I think January 1st gives people a good time to self-reflect and recognize if they feel fulfilled with their previous 365 days, and maybe they'll realize that they aren't, and maybe that will help them set the groundwork to change that. But I just feel like you don't need to change everything about yourself to be happy. So when you're setting goals for yourself for the next 365 days or 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, know that it's okay if they don't all come to fruition in the timeline that you wish that they would. Just keep working at it, obviously, but give yourself a break, cut yourself some slack. Some of my aspirations for the New Year's are travel, connect, create, inspire, and try new things. I'd like to try my hardest to do as much of these 5 things as I can, but if it doesn't all happen, then that is okay. I'm not going to feel bad about myself if I don't end up traveling as much as I'd like, or I don't end up connecting with people, maybe making as many new friends as I'd like to. That's not a failure. And if you don't end up ticking off all of the goals that you've set for yourself, just know that that's okay too, and you shouldn't feel bad about that either. I'm curious what some of your aspirations are for the new year and years to come. And maybe you don't have any, and that is totally okay too. I'll see you when I see you. Cheers, and love, and peace, and keep on being you. You don't need to change to be happy.